Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm swatching It's Fall Coming Back to Me Now by Bluebird Lacquer. As a Canadian, I do appreciate a Celine pun. Kudos to the maker for that one. This is a cool-toned medium chocolate base that is fairly dusty with an aqua to magenta to red to gold shimmer. You're only going to see that red and gold at very specific times, but it does exist. There is a very elusive purple shift as well, but I hesitate to list it because if you're sold on the premise that you're going to see purple a lot, it's not quite how this polish is going to work. You will see a bunch of hollow flakes, but I think the base and shimmer are the main events in this polish. It looks different in every light, and I do appreciate that. I chose it on this day because I thought it would complement the polish on my other hand. I think I got the tones to match well, but not necessarily the opacity. This is a crazy opaque formula. I often think I should stop after one coat, but every time I wear this, I put on a second coat. Then I reprimand myself for doing it, since I probably didn't need it. I think I almost got it done in one coat, even on my thumb. There was a slight thin spot on the left side, so I did go in for a second. Maybe next time I'll finally show a little resolve and only apply one. When I bought this polish a couple of years ago, I thought it only had an aqua shimmer, and I was initially disappointed to see the magenta. A magenta shift is not my favorite, and I tend to avoid them. But I've really grown to like the extra shift since I've worn it a couple of times. I generally love shifting shimmer, and the chocolate base of this one really gives it a nice contrast. Wait until you see this thing in the shade. And because I keep forgetting to talk about removal, this is easy to remove. There are no glitter in here. However, it's a very pigmented base, so if you scrub vigorously in every direction, you will get brown pigment in your skin and in your cuticle line. I didn't buy this polish with any particular use in mind. I just knew I didn't often buy browns or neutrals, so I wanted to concentrate on finding a few I did like. This was one of the first ones I took an interest in. I tend to like more reddish browns or pinkish ones, cool-toned browns. Despite my love of olives and grungy greens, that does not extend to yellowish browns or brownish yellows. They're just not a thing I have been able to enjoy yet. We'll see what the future holds. You can see how the base does change just a little bit when I get that second coat on. It is now definitely opaque. I do think the base takes on more of a cool tone with that second coat, but I wonder if it is the influence of the extra aqua shimmer. Sadly, this is my only Bluebird. I have no idea why I have so few. I think my easily distracted squirrel brain just always wants something more flashy, and I often end up neglecting this brand. In the sun, I think I'm seeing the aqua almost hit a medium blue. As we move over to the left, you can see that magenta come out and the gold on the top right-hand side of the nails. That pulls the base color to look quite prugly yellowish brown. I like it here because it's temporary. I think if my whole nail looked like this all the time, I probably would not enjoy it. Some of it is my skin tones, but mostly I just don't like that color. But seeing it in small amounts occasionally is absolutely fine. And I will say the holo is definitely there. You can see those little rainbow flashes everywhere. But saying that, I think I'm mostly drawn to the shimmer in this one. I have used this polish to represent purple finches and house finches. They have this dusty magenta plumage that matches the shift in the polish. I think the indigo bunting is just way too blue for the ratio of blue to brown in this polish to work. And I think it is way too brown to be a grackle, even if the shifts are pretty correct for the iridescent feathers. And now for the real show. In the shade, the medium blue has sort of depleted to an aqua again. You can see the magenta, but now we're flashing over into a purple, a red, and a gold as well. This is the only time I felt I was seeing that red or the purple very well. The aqua, magenta, and gold seem to be available in a lot of lighting scenarios. The number of shifts in the shade was what really endeared me to this polish. I was swayed. How could I resist so much shiftiness? The trouble with trying to compare this color to specific animals is that brown ones often take on a warm tone in the sun, so this could just be anything. A grizzly, a meerkat, quokka, take your pick. General brown furred animal. That does mean I can use it for just about anything my mind concocts. Inside, the polish shift mutes once again. The aqua is almost silver. The magenta looks quite pink. The gold is pulling the base to look a little like a warm cherry wood color, but because it doesn't look as shiny, it seems like that is just part of the base. I don't think it is. I do think that is the shimmer pulling the base color. And I'll say again, this brown could be anything. A beaver, a marten, a capybara. The mammals are your oyster. Sadly, this could not be an actual oyster. If I did have to pick a mollusk, I would probably go with a snail. But I wouldn't choose this for Gary. He's sort of a bunch of colors. But that's a topic for another time. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please enjoy a clip of my chipmunk enjoying a peanut that he holds like an ear of corn.